The difference between this side and him is while he thinks he's saving the world, we're talking about businesses in the real world and the British economy. The Governor of the Bank of England says the single most pressing challenge to domestic economic policy is to get the banking system to resume lending again. If he wasn't wasting so much time and everyone's money on his pointless VAT cut, he could have spent more time on this. Now, just as the government supported lending between the banks, isn't it now time to underwrite lending to businesses? Isn't that the way to keep them afloat and to keep people in work? Will he now finally accept our proposal for a national loan guarantee scheme to make sure that happens?
Mr. Speaker, he's refusing to spend any taxpayers' money helping us out of this difficulty. And as for him rejecting the VAT cut that we are giving to consumers to enable them to spend, I hope that he will ask the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee to apologise for saying about the VAT cut, saying he was against it. He said, how will it help the poor to give them a few pence of consumer items they don't need? If ever that was uncaring conservatism, let him ask the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee to apologise.
Why can't the Prime Minister answer the question about our National Loan Guarantee Scheme? It's a fully worked-through proposal that could help business now. Now, the CBI have welcomed it, the IOD have welcomed it, the Federation of Small Business has welcomed it, and the Guardian newspaper today... Well, the Guardian get government leaks without anyone being arrested. And the Guardian say this: the Conservatives have been advocating a national loan guarantee scheme that the Treasury may be trying to adapt. So, on the day he's copying our welfare reforms, and we'll have a statement about that in a minute, will he swallow his pride and admit that he needs to copy our proposal for a national loan guarantee scheme? Isn't that way to get business trading? Isn't that the way to keep Britain working?
Mr. Speaker, again I've got to teach him something. We've already got a loan business guarantee scheme. It is worth £1 billion. It was announced as an extension in the budget. If the Conservatives haven't realised that, then there can be no help to small businesses in their constituencies. And on top of that, we've got an export credit scheme. On top of that, we've got deferring the expenditure of VAT and income tax. On top of that, we've got the EIB scheme. I just said in answer to my first question, we are going to do more in the next few days because we want to do everything we can to help the economy move forward. But it cannot be done without being prepared to put the injection of money into the economy. And if the Conservatives stand for the policies of the 1980s and 1990s, where they did nothing as the unemployed and small businesses went to the wall, and do not allow the extra expenditure, they are on the wrong side of history.
The Prime Minister's on the wrong side of mathematics. The loan guarantee scheme, worth £1 billion, covers 0.2% of business lending. He cannot accuse us of doing nothing on a day we're proposing a multi-billion-pound scheme to get business lending again. But let's take a moment to look at his record. What did he do to put money aside for a rainy day? Nothing. What did he do to stop the fastest rise in unemployment for 17 years? Nothing. And what has he done to get real credit? What has he done to get real credit moving in the real economy? Absolutely nothing. He said he would abolish... Wait a minute, you can save the world in a few moments if you like. He said he'd abolish boom and bust. He's brought this country to the brink of bankruptcy and the deepest recession of the G7. And isn't the person responsible him?
Mr. Speaker, yesterday the leader of the Conservative Party said he would spend no more money. He said he would do nothing more by more finance to help people. He then went on to say he would cut spending in 2010, and that means cutting spending on the health service, on education and on other public services. I think the Conservative Party enters 2009 with exactly the same policies as the 1980s. They will say anything to disguise the fact that they will do nothing. That's the Conservative Party we know, and they are not fit for government.
Alan Simpson.